Ready.
Navigation.
Navigation.
Say a command.
Drive to an address.
For directions to an address, please say the full address.
60 Bond Street.
Say the list number of the correct address or say none of these.
1.
16 the Bond Street. Is that correct?
Yes. The audio system supports both FM and AM radio. There's a single disc CD player, USB and auxiliary input, and Bluetooth, which you can pair with up to 7 devices, and 2 of those can be active simultaneously. If you have a phone call on one, it'll interrupt streaming music from the other. One of the interesting things you can do is support Spotify playback. So for instance, if you have Spotify and a premium account on your phone, you can play that through, and you can control track skipping through your playlists and that kind of thing using either the on-screen controls or the buttons on the steering wheel. Dig into this setup for the sound system, and you'll also find control over the audio. Now this has got a Bose multi-speaker system, and one of the interesting things you have is Centerpoint, which is an optional sound processing system, the idea of which is that it's supposed to focus the music to wherever you are in the car rather than kind of play it more generically through all the speakers equally. Now some music works really well with that, other music, kind of R&B, we've found that kind of rap music sort of it makes it a bit muddier. You lose some of the bass there when you do that, but classical music and pop music sounds really good with Centerpoint turned on. And obviously you have control over things like the bass, the treble, the balance, the fader, that kind of thing. Elsewhere there's control over the different aspects of the display. There's day and night mode. I do find that night mode does kick in quite readily whenever you put the lights on, which also means that if you go through a tunnel and you've got the automatic lights on, the night mode kicks in, and you can often lose then being able to see the display. So I've been turning it off out of automatic mode, but you can have it on automatically. Multiple language, including for the navigation and the voice control system. And there's control here over things like the door locks when they automatically relock, whether they make a beeping sound, over the lighting, the time that it takes for the lights to come on and off whenever you open and close the doors, for instance, and also for the wipers, so the automatic rain sensing wiper system and the intermittent system you can kind of control independently there. So there's quite a lot of different functionality that you have there through the main system, and this is all controlled using these buttons here. There's a hands-free telephone calls, of course, including speed dials. You can download your full phone book to the car and see your call history. You can also download your inbox full of all your text messages that you can read through them, and the car will read them out to you. And you can have 7 devices sort of logged and paired at one time and 2 active. It'll also show you the battery status and the signal status of the device that's active at the moment. And finally there's the navigation system, which has been supplied by TomTom, and it has all of the usual TomTom Live functionality, so you get live traffic updates. It will tell you if there's a traffic jam up ahead and offer to divert you if there's a quicker route, or it will notify you that there is a traffic jam but the route that you're using is still the fastest. And there's voice control using TomTom's voice control system, which is tied into the whole voice control system of the car. We've had kind of mixed results with that. You can control the phone and that works really well. TomTom can sometimes get you confused as to where exactly you want to go, and it can be quite a slow process, and sometimes we find it was easier just to pull over and peck away at the touchscreen. Also under navigation you have a full list of the different live services. So you have the speed cameras, HD traffic, my services, weather, Google search, and you can choose from a large list of points of interest. So there's everything from hotels, parks, recreation areas, restaurants, car parking, and when you reach sort of the end of your current programmed destination, it will flag up if there's a car park nearby, which is quite useful. So it's basically everything you might expect from a standard TomTom navigation system that's standalone, but this one's hooked directly into your car. And there's no shortage of comfort and convenience features. So obviously you get full leather seating, in this case with red contrasting pipe stitching, and dual zone air conditioning, which you can either link together and control all with a single dial, or you can have different zones for the front passengers. It's 3-stage heated seats for the front, and you also get parking sensors for the all 4 corners, and a reversing camera which shows up on the main touchscreen. And you have indicators here for obviously the rear seatbelt status, passenger airbag, and what mode the air conditioning is in. SEL models and above get parking sensors, and the Sport model gets a rear parking camera, and all the models across the range get the i-Loop regenerative braking system, which can be monitored with a display on the dashboard.